Man, it's crazy to think that this is 90% of my worldly possessions. I'm moving into a new apartment and Jesus fucking Christ, it's a big one. You can see out there is the good old mauve. Fucking got the looks pretty good. Oh, fuck. Right, so what the fuck am I gonna do with all this space? I have no fucking... I've seen a whole one video on the YouTube about somebody doing a wooden floor. I'm gonna start that over. And just like that, I finally have a reason to make a video that's not about the juke for once. I had the chance to do something I've always wanted to do, which was, shut the fuck. I finally have the chance to make a wooden floor for my apartment. These planks are about 4 feet long. If I cut one of these in half, I can get 10 feet if we stagger them, which is how you're supposed to install. So it will be full plank, half plank, full plank, full plank, 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 plank. If we do happen to have to move out of this apartment because they're cut evenly, should just be able to pick up the floor and then install it in a different apartment. I don't even know how much flooring I have. I have about about 30 square feet. At some point I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store, pick up more of this over here, and I almost went with this called Blueprint. And the only reason I didn't get it is because it has to be special ordered. This is the most pretentious the most pretentious floor for an artist to have. Jesus Christ. I found a good 10mm thick board. Pretty much any of the sort of click-lock boards are good. First things first, actually, I need to get rid of these doors. I would rather have about 20 more square feet of space to work with in my already outrageously large room. So the important part of me making these videos is so that I don't forget important shit. So this left door has these pegs slide, or pop rather, into place on these little sliding track things here. Same at the top, and that top bracket right there just has a pin and pulls it down, and the door can come out. For whatever reason, this door on the right has a completely different system where it is just this little peg. The doors are actually surprisingly easy to remove, so that's good. Good lord, now look how much more space I have in this room. So basically how this does is you line it up like this, and then the more pressure you put on top of it, the more it pulls this way to meet into this. I have no terminology for this at all. It's sort of like self-tightening. Pretty goddamn sturdy. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with it moving or shifting or warping on top of the carpet. So I've never seen anybody actually mention this. If there's carpet, there's a potential for mold to build up. With modern air conditioning and the fact that, because I'm not gonna really spill anything on this floor, and even if it does, it probably won't make its way through the wood anyways, I think I'll be fine. If you're gonna try this in your own apartment or your own home, just be sure that this is a system that will work for you. This one's gonna be at the inside corner. I'm gonna cut off the excess on this side and the excess on this side, so it'll butt up nice and flush. So it's going well so far. I realized I had neglected to actually tell you how I'm doing this. Every single slat, I'm taking my time and making sure it's all flat and level. Each slat is completely butted up against this. I don't know where a mallet is, but I have this 3/8 inch steel. Once you have one whole section together, pick it up from one side, you lift it up like this, make sure it's butted up against the wall, you lay it down flat a little bit, and just knock it into place. And then you can just stand on it a little bit, and it's done. I've got a whole bunch of my junk on top of the floor, just trying to weigh it down as evenly as possible to try and smush all the air out of the carpet. If my bed turns out to be about 48 inches, I could just put the bed right to the edge of this, and then just remove whatever boards are gonna stay underneath it, and use them instead to fill out this area. So I decided I could make slightly better use of the space by having my bed in this orientation and putting my dresser over here. Otherwise my headboard would have been just up against this wall and this whole space would be empty space. How am I supposed to say this? That means my whole bed sort of creeped onto the wood a little bit further, but that's alright because I don't care. I'm glad I actually waited until the bed was here so I could measure this. Looks like that right there lines up pretty closely with this. It's only off by like 1/4 of an inch. I bust out like these large words like, oh, changing the orientation of this, and then I fucking don't know what the word is for that. Anyways, the thing about changing this doohickey mabobber to the other way around is it doesn't fit this thing into this thing no more, oh good. So I have to put this thing into that thing right there, and then I have to cut this part so that it puts the go to the here. And now you just sort of put this underneath the bed thing so the bed weighs the thing down, and then I can put these things into the thing, and then I can make the thing go to the thing, and it'll be good. It'll be real good. But wait, I can't even cut these things down to size because the things I was using for sawhorses I fucking shoved over here. The entirety of the weight of these is actually on the molding. And I actually don't know what's gonna happen if I remove the middle one. It fits so perfectly here. Okay, wait, the answer was right here in front of me the whole time. These fancy ass shoes that I don't even know to fucking wear. So I should just be able to slide this out, right? I'm a fucking genius. Okay, this is absurd. This is how this has to play out in order to get this to work properly. I can only put these slats in this way, and because I cut these in half, I needed to cut the grooves on this so that every other one would be flat. So I have to put these in with some leniency so that I can actually take these and put them in the groove like that, and then hammer everything into place. I feel like I measured more carefully than this, but for some reason I'm about 3/4 of an inch short here, and with the trim that I have, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna put 1/2 inch wood between my bed and the molding of the wall to bring my bed this way. That way my floor will not be fucked up. So unfortunately I can't even finish this floor tonight because it involves me beating it with a hammer, and I don't feel right about that considering it's about 10 o'clock at night. So I guess this is gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, if I cared, this probably could have gotten done in a weekend, but I didn't. It's the next day. Could you tell? I sure couldn't. I don't even know what day it is. Oh fuck, it's almost June. So I've got this scrap piece of wood that's just long enough and just thick enough to be able to put on the other side of my bed. Ugh. Alright, I believe it's now in fact time to finish the floor. And now for the dumb part. This was the dumb thing. Oh my god, there's so much friction on these now. There's so much friction that I can't. Okay. So it turns out that across 1.5 boards, there was actually enough static friction in the grooves to where you couldn't actually hit it. So I actually had to pull up these 4 boards and make sure they were absolutely perfectly aligned here where I need them to be. I had to jack the bed up in order for me to actually fit this board. Alright, yeah, it's a little weird. Now this piece of wood is right up against the bed. It's only a little weird. This board is actually kind of lifting up more. That's really bothering me. So instead of just throwing away this scrap, pop that into place where a board would normally go and attach it to this so that it'll sit flush, effectively kind of making this whole thing pointless. All the boards have been placed down and it's still not done because now I have to, whoops, put the stupid molding on. Don't have nearly enough to finish this, so I'm gonna have to buy some more.